Oh, and by the way, for the North Koreans, there is no North Korea. People's Republic of Korea. Okay, let's talk about the Peace Village. You know, so when I was on the other side in South Korea, okay, because first of all, I visit South Korea, and then 4 years later, I went to North Korea. Okay. So I could see this tidy collection of high rises and low slung buildings. As you can see, the small little blue houses. Can you see that? The professor
Yeah.
is showing them to you. Can you see those small
Yes.
blue houses? Yeah. So this place is called Jeongdong. If we translate into English, this is Peace Village. So the multinational troops, okay, on the South Korean side have a different name for it. They call it Propaganda Village. Listen to that. Propaganda Village. Why? Because South Korea has long contended that Cheongjong, okay, this Cheongjong place, is a facet managed by the North Korean military. So they say it's all fake. It's all fake. So amazingly, some of these buildings have their windows painted on. Okay, so the windows are painted on. Um, and when the night falls, some lights shines brightly in upper windows, but it is dim closer to the ground, suggesting there are no floors or walls inside. So it's pretty much fake. And then there's music from loudspeakers, okay? And there's this towering flagpole rises high above, okay? So according to people in South Korea, North Korea created all this, okay? And this is what my guide said as well, in hopes of persuading South Koreans to think that, wow, what a nice city. I'd like to live there, okay? But it's all fake. We passed by a very small town, but we're not supposed to get in. They don't give any information about this small town. They just say, oh, it's a small town, and that's it. So I traveled to North Korea in 2023 to 2023. Okay. And I spent a week there. So I spent 600 euros from Beijing to Pyongyang. I traveled by plane. We can travel by train, but then it takes like almost 8 hours. Okay, it took me 2.5 hours to get there, and there's actually 3 regular flights per week. 3 regular flights per week, linking Beijing, and Pyongyang. Okay, and you can only get to North Korea from China or Russia. In Russia,
maybe
Professor
Vladivostok.
Vladivostok. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I've never been there, so I traveled from China. Okay, and the airport there is the only airport in North Korea. There's this. It's called Sunan International Airport. Okay, and there's three airports around the world that you have direct flights to Pyongyang. So 3 cities, 2 countries. 2 cities in China, and then 1 city in Russia, and then Russia.
I've got a question. Yeah, I was looking forward to hearing from you regarding some restaurants, bars, cafes, but now I kind of like wonder if they even have those. So
Okay.
I kind of have this question, and if you did, I'm very interested in what kind of food you tried there.
Okay.
Like anything
Okay.
tasty or what was that?
Great question. Great question. Okay, so let me tell you this. As soon as I got to the hotel, right? I got there in the evening, right? So I went to the restaurant, and believe it or not, okay, there was just me there and nobody else, okay? And there was another room, okay, full of Chinese people, okay, more than, I would say, 40, 50 Chinese people from different parts of China. But as a Western, okay, I was the only one, and this was like this day. I spent 7 days there, okay, and I had breakfast by myself. I had dinner by myself because they don't allow other people to stay with me, especially because I did this solo tour, this sightseeing, this like a solo sightseeing, you know. So they don't allow anybody else to be with me. Okay. As for the food is terrible. The food is really, really bad. You know, it seems you're eating something that has already expired, you know?
Oh God.
And yeah, and there's something very interesting now that you mentioned food. I went to this little grocery store, okay, and I decided to buy some, you know, snacks and something. And you're not gonna believe this. Like 80% of them, 80% of the groceries, you know, the snacks, were expired. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of tourists visiting North Korea, but we don't have this freedom of walking down the streets, driving. You know, everything is extremely controlled. So, I mean, there was this bigger supermarket, and I really wanted to get in. Okay, but my guide said, "No, you can't. That's for
Wow.
locals. That's for locals." So we can't go anywhere, you know. So that's why a lot of people don't feel like traveling to North Korea because oh, okay, it's like being in jail, you know. Like, but yeah, everything is extremely controlled there.
Women are not allowed to drive in Korea. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct. They're not allowed to drive. They can't
And
drive.
even women were not allowed to drive bicycle in the past years, but now they are allowed. Is this correct?
They can ride bikes. Yeah, yeah. There's a, you see you know that I'm a cyclist. You know I'm a
But
enthusiast.
they are no way allowed for driving a car, right?
They can't drive. They can't drive at all. Okay. But
And
they can ride bikes. They can ride bikes. Yeah, a lot of people ride
that's
bikes.
only. And man, for example, the haircut, man has to have shorter than 5 cm. Is this correct?
There's actually 5 different haircuts you can have. You
And
know.
for women only 28 haircuts, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
28
for
centimeters?
the man, you have to got the same haircut as the leader. You know, like you know.
Okay.
Now you
And
have that
married-
haircut, Marcello.
Yeah, but you see, you know.
So you chose one of the five, is that right? And you've kept
did
it after the trip.
I did because you see, I didn't want to break the rules. You know, like there's no internet. They got intranet. Okay, it's like local internet. Okay, so unless you are a scientist or you are, let's say, a celebrity in the country, or you are a professor, then you might have access, okay, to very controlled internet. But as a tourist, no internet at all, no chance,
Wow.
zero. Local people can't wear jeans. They're blue jeans. Okay, they can't. It's a crime. You know, you can go to jail.
And I heard Korean people are not allowed to smile at 8th of July and for 11 days as Kim the second
No way. They can
died
go to
8th
jail.
of July. They can go to
Yeah,
jail if they smile for 11 days.
exactly. They can go to jail if they smile. Well, the public transportation system seems to work very well, okay, especially in Pyongyang. Okay, there's 3 million people living there. Okay, so you're gonna find that extensive subway system. You saw the picture, along with buses, trams, trolleys. You know, like And the fare, if I'm not mistaken, is like 5 won, which is something like 0.0025 cents of a dollar, or in other words, nothing. Oh, and by the way, for the North Koreans, there is no North Korea. They call it DPRK, or People's Republic of Korea. Okay, this is it. There's, if I'm not mistaken, 25 million people live in North Korea. 3 million in Pyongyang, in the capital, and 25 in the entire country. North Korean citizens don't need an alarm clock, okay, as they are awakened by government PA systems every single day at 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So you don't have to set up your alarm clock, because you're going to be awakened, you know, by, they have this huge PA systems, you know, all over the city.
And so I think this has been one of the most interesting speaking clubs we've had, the special events we've had. And
Thank
I'd
you.
like to, can we collectively thank Marcelo for a great talk and really interesting
Oh,
information?
my pleasure.
Yes,
Can,
thank you.
can I
Marcelo.
say something?
Thank you, Marcelo.